No way, I can't get that. Like, seriously?
Psst, Agnes, how do you add fractions?
Barbara, remember what Mrs. Stinkleberry said. You can come. Adding fractions. The first step is to change a mixed number to an improper fraction if you have one in your equation. Over here, for our example, in our equation, we have 1 and 3 over 4 plus 1 over 12. So the first thing we have to do is multiply the 1 by the 4 and add the 3, which gives us 7 over 4. And the 4 is from the denominator here, which changes our equation to 7 over 4 plus 1 over 12. Our second step is to convert all fractions to the same denominator. So over here we have to find the lowest common factor of 4 and 12, which is 12. So we change the denominators to 12. And to get 12 on this fraction, we have to multiply the denominator by 3. And whatever we do to the denominator, we have to do to the numerator. So we multiply by 3 up here too, which gives us 21 plus 1 over 12. The third step is to add only the numerators. So 21 plus 1 is 22 over 12. Remember, we keep the denominators. The last and final step is to reduce to lowest terms. We have to find a number that 22 and 12 are both divisible by, and in this situation it's 2. So whatever you do to the top, you do to the bottom. And that gives us 11 over 6, which is also 1 and 5 over 6.
Barbara, psst. Yes. How do you subtract fractions? Don't you remember what Mrs. Stinkleberry said?
Subtracting fractions. The first step of subtracting fractions is changing any mixed number to an improper fraction. Our equation here is 1 and 1/2 take away 3/4. This is a mixed number, so we have to change it to an improper fraction. We do that by multiplying the denominator by the whole number. 2 times 1 is 2, and then you add the numerator, which equals 3 over 2. The next step for subtracting fractions is you convert all fractions to the same denominator. So for doing this, you have to find the lowest common factor for the equation. So the lowest common factor of this is 4. So what you do is to get to 4, you multiply 2 by 2. What you do to the bottom of the equation, you have to do to the top. And 3 times 2 is 6. Then the third step is to subtract only the numerators. So the top numbers are the numerators. And there is your answer. The last and final step is to reduce to the lowest terms. In this equation, 3/4 cannot be reduced, so it stays the same.
Agnes, what, Barbara? How do you multiply fractions?
Just try to remember what Mrs. Stinkleberry said.
Okay.
Multiplying fractions. The first step is to change any mixed number to an improper fraction. So over here our equation is 2 over 6 times 4 over 8. So what we do to get the mixed number to an improper fraction is to multiply the 3 by the 6, which gives us 18, and then add the 2, which gives us 20 over 6. Then we have to multiply the numerators and the denominators. So what we do over here is 20 times 4 is 80. 6 times 8 is 48. Our last and final step is to reduce to lowest terms. We have to find the lowest common factor between 80 and 48, which is 16. We divide by 16 on both sides because whatever you do to the bottom number, you have to do to the top. And you get 5 over 3. So your final answer is 5 over 3.
What, Agnes?
How do you divide fractions?
Don't cheat, Agnes. Try to remember what Miss Stinkleberry said when she's doing a lesson. Dividing fractions. The first step of dividing fractions is changing any mixed number to an improper fraction. In this equation, 4 divided by 2 over 8, there is no mixed number, but there is a whole number, so you have to change it to 4 over 1 divided by 2 over 8. The second step is to change the second fraction to its reciprocal. What you do for this is you take the second fraction and you switch the numerator with the denominator. That means 4 over 1 and 8 over 2. After you've done that, you add a multiplication sign in between them. Then for the third step, you multiply the two equations. 4 over 1 times 8 over 2 equals 32 over 2. The final step is to reduce to lowest terms. You have to find the lowest common factor. And the lowest common factor of 32 and 2 is 2. So you divide each side of the fraction by 2. And that equals 16 over 1.